beautiful budding bakers. It is a Sunday. It is a glorious morning, even if it's wet outside. I was doing a bit of reading and I said to myself, do you know, I have to share this to the world. Look at what we're doing today. This is my mother's old cookbook and these are all my beautiful treats that I am giving you today. We are doing a fruit meringue gateau. So Trish is putting a twist on it and it's called a Victoria Meringue Sponge. Victoria Meringue Sponge we're doing today. So I thought I'd give you that little tip where all my beautiful bakes are coming alive from Carrigaline, courtesy of my super mother, Hilda O'Hurley. Hilda Stanley, my amazing mother, was an incredible cook, but we have found some gems. It's like opening a time capsule. Look at this. Brillo works magic. Look at that beautiful French made outfit now. Listen, some things haven't changed at all. I'm sure I could root out my French made outfit somewhere. So I digress. This morning we are going to do a Victoria Sponge. Helen, I am giving you that shout out because you have asked for a Victoria Sponge. But you have not asked for any ordinary Victoria Sponge. We are going to go for a Victoria Meringue Sponge. We're going to start off with the meringue first because we're looking at 4 large egg whites, 200 grams of caster sugar, and we have got a teaspoon of cream of tartar to stabilize the egg whites. Now for the Victoria Sponge, I have halved the recipe. So we have got 2 eggs, 100 grams of self-raising flour, very soft butter, 100 grams of butter, 100 grams of caster sugar. I have got 1 teaspoon of baking powder. There's a reason for that. And also half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now you could actually even use almond extract as well. Before I start, making the meringue is so important to make sure a tiny bit of lemon juice goes in to your appliances to make sure it's squeaky clean. Great tip, leave the rest for your gin and tonic later today. So you're going to give your bowl a bit of a wipe. I have done the same with the whisk and I am literally going to beat it for a minute. So in goes 4 large egg whites. The cream of tartar will go in once the egg white has foamed. Then I will gradually add the sugar. This will literally take 1 minute because I'm going to put it down. Ken is going to beat the living daylights out of this egg white. Hello! This is a great opportunity to get your housework done, which you can tell your kids, do the hoovering, do the stairs, sort your clothes. I can't, I'm just making a cake. Safest place is to be in the kitchen. Now, can you zoom in there, please, just to show our fluffy. In goes the cream of tartar. Now, at fast speed, I'm not going to leave this to go down. I'm adding my caster sugar, bit by bit, into my mix. Keep that speed, the momentum going. For this particular cake, you only use 1 bowl. You start with the meringue first, and then you do the Victoria Sponge. Oh, it's getting lovely. Lovely and creamy and shiny. Keep going. Another little bit of sugar, little by little. We're not slowing down the speed of that mixture. We are 1 minute into beating. A little bit of the sugar left. Oh, I can see it changing. It's glossy now. Look at that beautiful. Can you see? So we got our spatula. Now, there's a method to my madness because I am specifically, look at that. I mean, this is your pavlova. So, I mean, if you decide, you know what now, I'm not even making a Victoria sponge. I'm just gonna have a pavlova. Don't need the corn flour, don't need the vinegar, just as is. Bump, bump. Now, I'm scraping the bowl for a reason because what am I doing next? I am doing the batter next. 2 minutes. Into the washing machine. So we have got, just reiterating again, another spatula. We have got 100 grams of caster sugar. We've got 2 eggs. Bloop, bloop. We have got 100 grams of self-raising flour. In it goes. And the baking powder, which I forgot to put into the flour yet again. Doesn't matter, I'm a bobbert. And in goes 100 grams of that really soft butter. As you can see, it's an all-in-one method. I have done the meringue first because I don't have to wash out the bowl. This is Sunday, day of rest. My idea of resting is in the kitchen. So I have got my butter, my flour, my baking powder, my eggs, last but not least, my vanilla extract. And clean as you go, clean as you go. Boom, boom. So we have got our K-mix, which is going into our mixer. Now, I can't believe my mother did this when we were tots. Now, the beauty about it is that when the butter is really soft, you can actually beat all of this mix by hand. You can do the same with your whisk, with your egg whites, and you can do your meringue by hand if you wish. Now I understand the weapon of choice for all those Irish mammies was the wooden spoon. They got fantastic practice because they used to beat the living daylights out of the batter. So, on again, and all I'm doing is I'm mixing up my beautiful batter. That's it. Boom. So we've just made our meringue, we've made our batter, and the next step is amazing. So if you can have a look at that there, can you zoom in there, Luce, just so that they can see? The next step, we've got 2 8-inch tins that I have lined with the grease spoof and a smear of butter. And this is where the craziness starts. I get my scales because I want each cake to have equal amounts of batter. You can eyeball it. So we've got our batter, and in goes plop into the center. The next one. Bring it right down again into the center because you're going to literally push it out to the outer edge. Fantastic. Every last bit. So there's nothing to lick the bowl, unfortunately. So you got your bowl empty. Clean as you go. Clean as you go. Next, we have got, thank you, Ken, as always, a pleasure. Just moving you to the side. Off. Now, we have got 2 tins with our batter. Now this is where, when I did this first, I was thinking there is no way that that batter will rise or do anything because it looks like a pancake. This is where you have to have faith. Stay with me, everyone. Have faith, and it will rise to the occasion. So, second batter. So, as I said, Helen, you had asked for a Victoria sponge. Victoria sponge 2224, 200 grams of butter, 200 grams of sugar, 200 grams of self-raising flour, and you've got 4 eggs. I also put in a teaspoon of baking powder. I will put that recipe up on Facebook, and I'll put it on my new YouTube channel, A Touch of Magic 100. So when you click onto YouTube, A Touch of Magic 100. So we are doing this morning a Victoria meringue sponge. So this one, we've halved the quantity of the Victoria sponge because I almost want a flan base. What goes on top of that, what is the meringue? Raw batter, and then you've got your meringue. Oh, lads. It looks like shaving foam. Give or take. Boink. Every last bit out of the bowl. How crazy is this? Clean as you go. So, with your little palette knife, all I'm doing is I'm pushing the meringue mixture to the outer edge of the tin. Now, as I said, it's an 8-inch tin. If you did have a loose bottom 8-inch tin, I don't. If you had a loose bottom 8-inch tin, even better again. You'll understand when you see when they come out of the oven. I will post pictures stage by stage. Again, we are putting this into an oven. Now, this is where I have dropped the temperature to 160 because what I don't want is I don't want the sponge cooking faster than the meringue. I want them evenly baked. So I've dropped it to 160 and I am now going to put it into the oven for 25 minutes. No more, no less. No. So into the oven, stay with me. Into the oven. Into the oven. As I said, if you've everything mise en place, get rid of my bits and pieces. Clean as you go. And we are now 10:15. 10:15 and there is a Victoria meringue sponge in the oven. So, bit of a blue peter moment. So I have prepared one. Now, as you can see, I'm learning every time I'm picking out these old recipes. I have taken out my sponge and I'm using frozen raspberries and mixed medley of fruit. I've got 250 mils of whipped cream. I have whipped it a little stiffer because what I want is I want it to sit on this cake before I transport the sponge on top. Are you still with me? So I've got some cream. Oh, let's some cream. Let's do that of a clean. Oh, it's meringue. So I'm going to spread the cream. I don't know if there's even that sound. Listen. Square. Not a little bit. Who doesn't love cream? Now I'm making a little well in the middle. And this is where I'm just going to fold in, not even fold in, toss in a big bed. I'm not putting any sugar in the cream. I'm not putting any sugar on the natural fruit. The sugar is in the meringue. So that meringue has so much sugar in it, but it's divine with seasonal fruit. You could do it with raspberries. You can decide that you want to put lemon curd, swirl it through. You could decide that you want to sprinkle almonds on top of your meringue before you put it in. So we, at the moment, have just got the cream, and then we have got the top to put on. Now, this is a cake slice. Fantastic, because I use it for pizzas. I must have this at least 10 years. But it is fabulous because such a delicate cake, it makes light work taking it off a rack. When I'm taking out the meringue out of the tin, I will place something down like a silicone mat or double sheet of parchment, because when I turn up the tin upside down, the meringue is going to hit the wire rack and you'll get the crisscross bars of your rack, which I don't want. So this is where, let's have a look sidewise. That looks like a nice side, won't matter. And we're going to slide this on top. Lads. You will need a ladder to eat this cake. So another dollop of cream. And again, very gently, I'm just wiggle with my palette knife. You can, if you wish, make the cream sloppier. I just find that with the cream, when it's beaten a little bit stiffer, makes my life a little bit easier when you're assembling it. It doesn't wibble wobble and slide all over the place. I can also dictate the amount of cream because the fruit is frozen in the middle. It will take time to defrost, which is lovely, because what will happen then is that the fruit and the meringue start to bleed and dribble down the cake, which is amazing. So again, we're going to put in more fruit on top, like so. Clean as we go. And we have, the pièce de résistance. Lads, a touch of magic. We don't do anything in half measures. This is not an ordinary Victoria sponge. This is a Victoria Meringue Sponge. Made in minutes, decorated in seconds. Tomorrow at 10 we'll do something else. What could it be? See you tomorrow at 10.